what would you do if I would say that you need basically two things to understand how to create your ideal team in any type of business that you are trying to do? Having understanding from theory coming to real life. So behind me there is a whiteboard, and there actually I'm going to draw you multiple things that is very important to understand. All right, so BOSI test. BOSI test is a test that is basically made for entrepreneurs to understand either they are builder, opportunist, specialist, or inventor. Plus 4 segments of business equals your ideal team as your star, the North Star. That's what we are aiming for. Okay, I have written down a few things on the whiteboard, but to understand why this is even important, I want to go over the actual understanding of what makes a business profitable, what makes a business going. So let me take you through here. So here is price minus cost times sales equals profit. So, and the time is the X amount, how many times you can actually multiply it and make it repeatable as a process. So, why is it important when we are creating our teams? Hold on that. First, let's go over quickly here. To understand the price, here we need to go here. So, as I previously mentioned, there is a BOSI test. BOSI test determines if you are a builder, opportunist, specialist, or inventor. And the builder is working on the vision. He is the driving for the management and so on. The inventor is the product, understanding how to actually make the product better, how to make something more valuable. The specialist is working with the costs, with the systems to bring the costs down. For example, in manufacturing, you can always try to find something how to drive the price down, but the main issue is to keeping the quality still alive, right? But still, that's the specialist. And the opportunist is usually like 90% of the times is the salesman, because without the sales, business will not survive, correct? All right, so this looks like this. The vision goes in the future, product goes up because it will be actually the costs, and you will need the product. The system is where you actually try to cut down the costs from the inventor, and the opportunist is the one who is trying to sell these 3 steps. Okay, let's get back to the business formula. And so in order to understand the price, and minus the cost times sales is profit, right? So you have the vision, right? You have the product that's going to be the price. The system is the cost, because systems, for example, for manufacturing, you will need to go throughout process, the system, the even the materials to use to build your product, and the labor, and so on and so on. Then it comes to multiplying by sales. So how many times you can actually get money paid for your service, product, or any type of business that you're actually trying to do. And that comes to profit. Profits always needs to be quite set out. So when you have understanding this basic concept of what makes business actually work, what type of roles should actually all the business have, and this mostly is used for startups to creating the ideal team. Of course, you don't need to always have the ideal team to actually start your business. you at least need to have your builder. You need to at least have some type of product, so you will have this innovator. Then specialist is something that you can later on add. But the sales and the builder will be always needed to proceed with any type of vision, because it's better to sell a bad product in a good packaging, because that's something that you can sell compared to the other parts. Good product, bad packaging, and it will be hard to sell. If only not the product is like amazing and it basically sells itself. But those cases are like 1 in a million or even less than that. So when you have your team set up, try Google it, BOSI test, you will find it, fill out, understand which are your strengths. When creating team, make them to do this test as well. Understand which parts are your strengths, what could be lacking, because usually a person has 2 set of main skills. For example, I'm a specialist and opportunist. So that means that, okay, I have these 2 fields semi-covered. What else? What else can be added? When you will understand all of this, your team is created, everything else, then there are like few other stuff that I would actually recommend. For example, from my financial management side of things, it's actually kind of good to also create at least some idea of a cash flow, cash balance, income statements. Approximately, I'm making the idea of what actually goes into it, so you can validate if your business is actually profitable. And then also the other part is testing your product in the market, that is throughout interviews, throughout sales, throughout some real tangible like commitments. Not only yeah I will buy that. No, that doesn't work. Then you need to read mom test if you think that would work. No. So when you have also this financial management side of things and have this, basically you can run throughout any idea. Like every month can be a different business idea. If you actually can scale it, you will be able to test so many ideas, and sooner or later one of these ideas will stick, will earn you money. But here's a small tip: try to be in it 100%. At least try to be as much truthful to yourself, and also do the best that you can do in order to actually achieve the goal that you are trying to achieve in your business. If you want to actually earn millions, you will need to work your ass off. If someone will not give, just like family member will not just give you the money here, you still can do it with hard work. I'm actually kind of starting to even enjoy this process even as well, trying to create the posts and just being myself. So that's my message to you: do the BOSI test, read the mom test, read how to influence people. That will be setting out you 2 foundations to talk to people. BOSI test will be a ability to understand where you are right now, finding your team, letting them know about your strategic point of team building when you have found your team. That's my message. See ya.